Hey everybody, my name's Jeffrey, and this is my Equus story and my Equus why. Well, I grew up in a small town outside of Buffalo, New York, pretty much a middle class area. Grew up in a place really where most of the kids around me were upper middle class. I was a little bit below that. A lot of family problems going on at the time growing up as a teen. And I made some poor decisions, let's just say that. And after graduating high school, I gave myself two decisions. As I figured I didn't have any real direction in my life, so I gave myself two choices. Either I join the Marines or I go to culinary school. Well, I applied to culinary school first and I got accepted, so it would have been the other way if I didn't get accepted. So at about 20 years old, I went to the Culinary Institute of America and graduated with an associate's degree in culinary arts and management, and spent the next 10 years in the restaurant business as a chef, with dreams of being the top dog, all that, having my own show, because at the time that was the really big thing. You know, chefs were kind of like movie stars per se. But I got a taste of the industry and really what it was about, and I, at a certain point in time, it just wasn't for me anymore, and that's when I stopped working for other people and found out that by owning your own business, it can be a lot more lucrative, but at the same time, you can make your own decisions on what direction that you want to take your business. Back in 2001, I have a younger brother. His name is Eric, who's actually in Equus as well, and we went into business together and moved from Buffalo, New York down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We opened up a painting business together and worked together for 19 years. And we found there was a ceiling to how much money we could make physically being painting contractors. So during that time I had been married, and we had a child together, and I have a son that's 19 with autism, and so there's a whole lot of family dynamics going on there. So I by no means am a salesman per se, but I've always looked for an opportunity, some way that I can make it on my own. And I would look online and I would research like multi-level marketing. I would start my own online businesses on wherever I could, on Amazon, eBay, anything I could do to make my own living, to where I didn't have to go into work, check in at 9 a.m. and leave at 5, be dependent on someone else to sign my paycheck for me. So about 2 years ago, a friend of mine, Brian Nicely, we were working out together at his gym, and I had decided to join, which was right across the street from my house. And it was a CrossFit gym, and I really liked the community atmosphere of the gym. No matter what skill level that you were at, you were always included, you were encouraged, you were pushed, and I thrived off of that kind of environment. And I excelled because I really didn't give up. I didn't make any excuses. I showed up on the rainy days, the snowy days, the cold days, the days that nobody else was there. And I just realized at one point in my life during that time that there really is no going back. There are no do-overs. And at that point, I had made a choice to not look back, to only look forward and never give up. So I achieved some goals there in the gym that I never thought I would. And that taught me some very valuable lessons, that I am no different from anyone else in the fact that I can achieve what other people achieve because it's been done before. All I have to do is duplicate the process. So a few years later, Brian had an opportunity with another company, and I was struggling in the painting business. And I said, if there's any positions open, would you please let me know? And he did, and it ended up being a really good move for me and my family overall. It helped us out financially, but what it showed me was how it's possible to make a six-figure income in 6 months. And I thought it was utterly ridiculous, the amount of money that I could make. And I paid for an addition on my house by working for this company for 6 to 7 months. And but the hours were really long. We were on the road a lot. And there came a point where the amount of time I was spending with my family just wasn't enough, and the sacrifice was too great, and I had to make a choice. At that time, Brian had heard of this company called Equus Financial, and I tend to follow people who are successful and look toward people who are successful and look to leaders, and in turn I would like to learn how to become a leader myself. Equus has given me the opportunity and given me the tools really to make a six-figure income, show me the exact steps of what I have to do, how to get there. All I have to do is listen to the people that have been there before me and do what they did, and that's all it is. It's you're duplicating a process. That's all it is. So I followed Brian into Equus. I started running some older leads. I was really nervous. I didn't mention this before, but as soon as I start talking about it, I'll probably do it. When I was younger, up until about 30 years old, I had a severe speech problem. And when you hear me pause or hesitate, that's because I had a severe stutter. So there you go. So I was horrified of the phone. So the only way to get over that fear was by getting on the phone. So I went and used the basic phone script first, and I just sat there with a piece of paper and I read it, and then I memorized it, and I just made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls on old leads. And I left my other job on a Friday. I made over 100 calls on a Saturday, and on Monday I made my first sale. So it showed me that there was a lot of potential here. And since that time, I've been with Equus about 7 months now, I think. And I have progressed to sales manager. Since then, my brother has come over from the painting business and has seen the value of Equus and everything it has to offer. And he's very skeptical about things, as I was before. So I guess I do have to say a few more things about really having any preconceived notions going into this. It isn't easy, but it's well worth the work. You have to make tons of phone calls, but you'll get really good at what you do. The millennial agency that Brian has founded has all the tools that you need to get you going. Videos. Brian and Brantley are really the cornerstones of that millennial agency, and they will do whatever it takes to help you succeed, but you have to be willing to do certain things. Definitely you have to be willing to work. Good things don't come to those who don't work, and I think that's one thing that life has taught me overall. This last quarter, I think I submitted 42,000. So I'm on pace to probably make $100,000 this year. What that does for my family, I mean, I can't even tell you the way that it's changed it. I used to live in a 600 square foot house, okay? And I was able to save enough money to build an addition, build my 6-year-old little girl her own bedroom, and it just, I mean, my family is everything to me, and that's my big equus why. And I really look to my upline, which is Brian, for guidance in all these areas. And if you want to build, he'll show you how to do that too. But my hopes for the future, and for anyone that would like to join this agency, you're in the right place. We're here to help you in any way that we can.